to the Pungent Master stream, everybody. This
What?
is Star-Crossed Horizons. We are short a couple people here, but I'm sure they'll come trickling in as soon as they see that we're online without them. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm still getting over the sickness, but I'm here.
Great. Awesome.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So for tonight's discussion, of course, the remaster has been out for 2 days officially, which means that I'm assuming you all have read it in fine detail and have formed concrete opinions about it at this point. So go ahead. Likes, dislikes, surprises.
Everyone should be rogue now.
I've been waiting for this moment and for you to
For
bring
all
up
your
this
life?
topic because I've got a lot to say. I have no idea, dude. I didn't read this.
This is the first I'm hearing about a revamp. What's going on?
I'm disappointed in all of you.
So, Wizards of the Coast several months back tried to do the whole OGL shit, and Paizo was like, no, we're just going to make our own license called Orc. And they're trying to step away from all of the whole Wizard OGL stuff. And then some people also didn't like Orc, so they made their own called Elf. And so there's another one.
Is there really? Yes, are you making this up?
I'm being 100% serious. There were a lot of people on the 2E subreddit that were like, Orc, while is a great idea, also has some things that a lot of people didn't like. And so another licensing agreement came about called Elf. I don't remember what it stands for, but it is a thing. It exists. I will pull it up and throw it in the Discord for all to see.
Extra legal contracts? No, that's ELC. What extra? Wow. That's not how acronyms work. Wow. Guys, I told you I was tired. Okay.
Extra legal fluff.
That's right. There you go. Thank you. Okay, well, fine. Since you guys don't have any opinions on the remaster, I'll start.
Okay.
Big fan of the rogue changes. Fortitude, evasion at level 9, huge. I'm really thinking that we need to get back on our Rise of the Rune Lords campaign so that I can enjoy this time while my rogue is OP.
Alright, it's A-Elf. A-Elf. Yeah.
It's like one in particular?
Yeah, like A-Elf.
Elf?
Not an elf. Not an elf, but A-Elf.
Not an elf. So it's not an elf at all.
Right. It's A-Elf. I almost said an elf again.
I'm sorry to our viewers right now.
Do you?
It's Alf.
Yeah, it was OGL but fixed. That was licensed by Matt Finch.
Matt Finch. Do I know him?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But they do go over pretty heavily on the elf license. That I don't remember the fine details why Orc was not liked by some people, but
yeah, I remember there being some kind of clause at some point, but I don't remember what it was now. Welcome to the stream, Luke.
Welcome.
How's it going?
To the Brady.
You might. I'm assuming Luke may be in the car still, so
that is a good possibility.
We'll just continue as if he had replied and said that everything was great and all that stuff.
Groovy.
Oh, there we go. Nice.
At least so. Yeah, I'd call an ambulance.
I did actually catch a couple of minor buffs on the rogue. I don't remember other than the Fort Vasion, which is obviously great. Crap, now I can't remember what they were. Oh, the witch dedication got, and this is because my rogue uses witch dedication. The familiar gets an extra familiar ability compared to before, and got some other benefit that was like really minor. But I was like, okay, yeah. Oh, that's right. It was actually not a buff to rogue. It was a buff to ancestry feats, which I'm a huge fan of. The weapon familiarity feats. Now, automatically get critical specialization. I think when you hit level 5 or when you become expert or something.
When you hit 5.
Yeah.
Or when you would have been able to take the
Right.
like weapon, whatever, ancestral like weapon expertise or whatever it was called.
Yeah. I think that was a great improvement because those, like, I always wanted to take those feats and I always didn't want to take those feats because I was like, this is the most boring feat in the history of feat.
Yeah.
And you see what I did there? And
I did.
It was getting late.
It's
I wished I
getting
didn't,
late.
but I did.
But anyways, it still felt like something like you needed to take for mechanical reasons, but it was just terribly boring. So I wasn't. I'm a huge fan of the change that they made to
There are
make that automatic.
A lot of ancestries have some really cool 5th level feats that, like, unless you're playing with Ancestral Paragon, you're just never going to see now because you took 2 feats to make your build work a bit better.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of classes also don't get crit spec, or can only use crit spec during certain situations.
Right, yeah. Yeah, like Rogue only gets theirs if it's a flat-footed target or off-guard target.
Yeah.
Or
Magus just doesn't even get one.
Yeah, Magus doesn't get one. And then a lot of other stuff, you know? Oh, hey, Luke. I'm assuming that you read the remaster in great detail and you have a lot of opinions to share about it.
I have absolutely all the opinions.
Okay.
It's a great remaster.
Crushed it.
Say you like the Rogue.
Yep.
I love what they did with Rogue.
Confirmed expectations.
That's the new catchphrase. I don't really get into Pokemon. I love what they did to Rogue.
I mean, Rogue did get some nice buffs. I was upset that they, like, the change they made to Ruffian's, the Ruffian racket for its, like, use with sneak attack weapons. Like, yeah, you can use martial thrown weapons a lot more better.
Yeah.
A lot more betterer than other rogues.
Did you steal sticks? I think that's sticks.
No, this is Wolfie.
Oh, that's a fluffier sticks.
That's a very fluffy sticks.
That's a fluffy sticks. That's sticks like 10 years ago.
Yeah, this is jealousy.
Okay. Wow.
That bastard pawed at me the moment I said hello.
Hello.
Are we streaming?
Yeah.
Oh, we're live. Yeah. Time
to shape up.
Had a blank screen up here on the just like.
But yeah, the things I was a little shaky on was I'm not a fan of the spell changes. I feel like even if you agree with the overall design choice to remove ability modifier from the damage signature of cantrips, like, I don't think it's worth the shakeup to do it. Like, it's such a small change that, like, you have to change so much text in order to make this, like, really minor mechanical change to the way classes play. And then the way they implemented it was very strange to me, that they basically, any spell that used to add mod now adds an additional die of whatever the die was before, which is just like a really, like, blunderbuss approach to the spells, in my opinion, because it's like in low levels, anything whose die was a D8 or better got buffed. Anybody whose die was D6 or worse got nerfed. And then in higher levels, everything that's not a D12 got nerfed. And it's just like, that's just such a weird thing to do, in my opinion, you know, like, but I don't know. Thoughts, hot takes on spells? Anybody?
Well, I think blasting could have been a thing prior, and a lot of people who said spellcasters sucked in 2E, those people were wrong. But now, with the damage coming down when blasting didn't need a damage nerf,
right?
It needed more consistency, because Like people are like, yeah, but you can still deal damage on a save. And like, yeah, that's very true. And you can generally hit 6 mooks and just wipe them off the field. But like when you're going
you
up,
can also roll 3 damage on your 3d4, and when they save for half, it's 1.
yeah, or if you're up against a boss, like generally speaking, your caster is just not gonna do well because it's like you've now just nerfed their damage. And it's like boss mode is the marshal's time to shine. And then mook fights are the caster's time to shine. But marshals can also shine during mook fights because they're critting left and right. So
well, and I think it's like the design for spellcasters, like I agree spellcasters were plenty strong before, but the design already pushed you into some pretty heavily pushed you into certain play patterns. That is that when you're a spellcaster and you're going up against a boss, your job is buffing allies because you're not going to be able to hit them with most of your saving throws. You're not going to be able to hit them with your damage. You definitely aren't going to hit them with a spell attack roll. Like your best option is to buff your allies and maybe go like if you can, if you've got some shenanigans, you can do like a Bon Mo and then a synesthesia or something like that. You can try that. That's really powerful. But like as a spellcaster, that's basically how you had to play boss fights. And so these changes to damage just make it so like now you want to do that even more. Like, doing an alternative is even less of an option now than it was before.
Yeah.
And then, on the flip side, like when you're in like you said, in a mook fight or something, then AoE. Like so as a spellcaster, your optimal choices are like ally buffs, a couple single target debuffs, and AoE damage. And then like you play based on the situation.
Yeah.
Which is fun and cool, but I didn't think it needed to be more limited than it already was. So
yeah. I did see a lot of people also talk about disarm. And I like the direction that they've gone with disarm. And I think disarm is in a much better place now. The thing that still sucks about disarm, though, is that you can't disarm everything, but you can trip
everything.
like 90% of things, 95%
Not everything,
of things.
but yeah.
It's like oozes, incorporeal creatures can't trip. But anything that doesn't wield a weapon can't be disarmed, which could very well. I don't know the numbers. No one actually that I have seen have presented those numbers, but I would assume a hard 50-50,
I think that would be my guess too. It's probably about 50-50. And the problem with it is it depends heavily on like a lot of the time that split will be like on the campaign. Like this campaign doesn't have a lot of enemies that wield weapons, or this campaign has mostly enemies that wield weapons.
And the thing that sucks about that too is that if you do successfully disarm someone, a lot of creatures have a very capable unarmed strike. That can generally do nearly as much damage as their weapon. So it's like
and I think that's one of the things they kind of maybe over aggressively tried to prevent the disarm when they'd already kind of solved the problem, like you said, by having the unarmed attack already be really good. Because like if you look at like older systems, usually if you disarmed an enemy, like they're nothing.
Yeah, they're worthless.
Totally fucked. Like their unarmed attack is like +3, and their damage is like a D4. And it just doesn't work that way in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. So it's not even that. Like it can be a big deal to disarm a monster, but a lot of the time it's not. So, like you said, 50% of monsters have a weapon, and then some smaller percent of that monsters are phased by not having that weapon,
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Hopefully disarm gets some more love.
I mean, I think it is good now. Like, I think it's a solid choice. It is still in the land of the niche, just like you said, because of the weapon thing, but, yeah, I mean,
it's better
because
than
of
where
that.
It was.
It's a lot better than where it was. And they should have done like we did in everything shields and just make it so that you can do it to people who don't have weapons, and you're instead of disarming them, you're like getting them fumbly or something.
Yeah.
You
break their wrist caps.
Right. Bust your wrist caps open. I don't know. Anyways, I think we came here to play some Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Is that what we're doing
I
here?
thought we were just doing.
Wait, this isn't the live nude stream?
I thought this was a 2E podcast.
Yeah. So actually, my hot tub is over here. I'm going to turn the camera here in a second, and
And
As
I'm
long as
out.
as long as we meet enough tips and all that stuff,
Chips and tips.
Yeah.
then you get the hot tub.
that's right. That's right.
Got to meet our goal.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna
because I was watching the goals, $5.
I'm gonna start a dessert making channel. I'm gonna call it Only Flans.
Yep.
Only flans?
Yeah, but I had to
Please?
change the pronunciation for
Oh,
for joke purposes.
I think the joke still would have been there.
Only Flans.
Yeah.
Come check out my Only Flans.
I do
like that.
enjoy good flan.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Come have fun at my Only
Little bit
Flans.
A little bit of caramel on top. Oh,
Mm.
old.
You know what blew my mind recently? Well, I say recently, within the last year, I had for the first time like a really good creme brulee, and I'd never really had it before. I don't think, because once I had it I went to the Arthur Steakhouse here,
Yeah.
and they have it, and it was like my birthday or something, and they're like, "Here, we give you free creme brulee," and I was like, "All right, I'll take that," and I was like, "Wow, this is fantastic."
Yep. Good
I was,
custard,
know,
vanilla, and you get that smoky sugar on top when they caramelize it.
and it's like that crispy, crunchy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Before I had it, I was always like, I don't get the deal about why everybody cares about burnt sugar. Like, you know.
And now you're like, please give me some burnt sugar.
Burn that sugar for me, Daddy.
Oh.
Oh man.
So back
We're
to the
having
nude
fun.
stream.
Yeah, we're having fun. So last time, if you guys recall, we had a ton of fun. You guys sacked an enemy ship. Movat burned it to the water, you assume. You don't know. You drove off. It was in flames. There was smoke. Drove off. That's what you do in a ship. And
It does have a steering wheel.
yeah, exactly. You drive it. That's what you do. And you made your way with their supplies. You were able to make it to the city of Vyre. And you guys got into the port, disembarked. You were paid a little bit of cash money. Some of you a little bit more than the others. But all of you got a pretty fat payment. 25 G's was the base payment that folks were getting as they walked off the ship. And that, like, that's one of the reasons why Frozen Hand he has quite a bit of loyalty on the ship, is because like those kind of payouts are not that uncommon. And so for people who live this kind of lifestyle, like they're coming into this port like filthy rich compared to, a standard like peasant or something. 25 gold is not going to set you up for life or anything, but it's a really solid like year's worth of income for the average person. So, everybody's pockets are fat. They're feeling good. And as you guys are disembarking from the ship, there's merriment, there's cheering. You can see there's people like on the pier that are like taking note of the fact that the Constellation has pulled into port. You see like in the background, there's some scurrying about, like you see a couple of people running off and you assume they're going to tell somebody that a ship has come in to the port that's worth taking note of. As you guys are kind of like walking into the town, you start to take note of some individuals who are dressed in like some kind of uniform. They have a symbol on their chest and back of blades, and for Svalder would be aware that these are masks of blades. They're the sort of basically the police force for Vyre. And they, nobody gives you any trouble or anything, but you do notice their presence, like walking around, and they're, most people give them a pretty wide berth as they move around. So there's a lot of respect. Maybe not respect, but a lot of fear given to those masks of the blades.
Do we know if there's been like, excuse me, like an amount of corruption that's been shown through the mask blades?
I think you'd be aware that corruption is pretty much the
main
status
operating
quo.
point. Yeah.
For Vyre, it's pretty. You would assume so. You wouldn't necessarily have heard of any like particular incidents of it, but you would assume.
Comes with the territory.
So good.
What was that, Luke? I missed that.
Said it comes with the territory.
Comes with the territory. Exactly. All right. So, as you guys pull into town, he's not here with us yet, but Bosco mentioned that he is going to pick up a map while he is out and about. And so as he does pick up a map, you guys are able to see the city of Vyre. Are you guys able to see the city of Vyre?
I do see.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
So you guys are in Keelrack Harbor. You can see the constellation is on the map here. It would be in port right here at the Cradle. The various districts of Vyre, those of you who've been here before, and then those of you who have not, maybe kind of learn a little bit about the place briefly. It's divided into roughly 4 districts, which is Bliss, which is the Sanctuary, the Cradle, and Night Crown. There's Keelrack, which is Dunrock Prison, and Keelrack Island, which contains the Palace of Vyre, Vyre Palace. There's Pauper's Palace, which is, most of the rest of it. The Vice is Old Vyre and South Market. So I think Pauper's Palace is supposed to just be everything behind all that stuff, like Whispers, Nettles, Greystone, Duskwalk, Westwatch, River District, and Sunshade. Okay. So, let's see.
Roughly, where did we port?
You are porting in the Cradle, and you can see the ship, the constellation here on the map, is right there.
Okay. I just wanted to establish myself on the map.
Yeah, figure out where you're at. As you get off, the area that you're in is, it's not bad. A lot of docks districts are pretty run down. This one is nothing too terribly fancy, but it's nicer than better maintained than some of the ones you've been in before. And as you look around, like you can see, there's lots of warehouses and businesses for like offloading stuff and shipping concerns and that kind of stuff. But only like even on the first row of buildings and a few rows back, you start to see things like taverns and brothels and inns and places of more fun
Private
business. Private investigators, yeah.
That's what I kind of feel like it with this music.
Yeah.
Been in a PI's office that's
Right.
filled,
And then she walked in.
and then
the
she
door.
walked in.
She walked in, yeah.
She was wearing a ruby red scarlet dress.
Got the
He was a
smoke
tall
cigarette
dame.
going. Really, very noir.
Trouble written
Yeah,
all over.
very noir.
That is pretty accurate.
So everything is in
Um,
black and white, basically.
Yeah, imagine this episode is happening in black and white. We're doing a black and white episode.
Can I add some sepia to the stream?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
How
Go
do I
for
do
it.
that, Grib?
I'm
do
not
it?
sure, but
I don't
sepia
know.
would be a brown tone. If you wanted to do more like a black and white, you want to have it.
Oh, sepia is black, brown. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there just one that's just called black and white?
You would think there would be.
Or grayscale.
Or grayscale.
Grayscale. See if I can-
We're do it live.
We're doing it live.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play around with it, but we can keep going.
Okay. So you guys mentioned to me that you're all engaging in certain activities, and so I imagine at the beginning maybe you kind of split up a little bit, go your own way. Kev finds himself in a tavern somewhere, asking in his own way about how it is that skeletons can rise up and walk around, and how
confusing.
how does that work? How do you imagine you're in a tavern, the barkeep is like giving you his full attention for the moment. There's a
Would love
cat
to see
behind
this.
your head. Wow,
There's
that
one
was-
sitting right here too.
Oh, nice. My cat's here on the desk.
Yeah.
Cats aside.
Cat's
So it'll probably be
aside.
I'll use my extraordinarily great drawing skills. I have a
Mhm.
sample. It'll be so body with
nice.
skeleton good, skeleton bad. And then I'll probably
I
start
mean-
going shrugging, pointing at my
Yeah.
brain and be like, where to find.
You're talking about an exorcism? Is that?
No. And then I'll kind of point to the skeleton again.
Yes.
And I'll be like, where to
Yes.
find?
Bone skeleton. Yes.
Okay.
You want to find skeletons? You want to walk to skeletons?
2 words.
Skeleton walking. Oh, you're talking about a skeleton that walks. You've seen the undead, have you? Yeah. Well, it happens. It's not as uncommon as you would wish. You've never seen it before.
No, I've seen it. It should not happen.
Oh, well, yeah, I agree. When the dead walk again, well, yeah, it's not just skeletons, zombies, ghouls, ghasts, ghosts. I've even heard of some, they call them, what do they call them? It's like witches, but different. I don't remember, but they cast spells. So yeah, maybe it is witches, yeah. Walking books?
Bitches.
Where can I read a book about it?
Where
Where would I find some information?
I like that we are actually to help the narrator.
You gotta help me out here.
You gotta
okay?
help.
No, yeah, you're good. You're good. I can mime as
like
best
the
I can,
acting.
but I'm a terrible mime.
I mean, A+.
Like, where do I
for
look at a book to read?
He recommends that you go to the like to be the temple row, basically. He's like, you should talk to a cleric. They know a lot about that, and some of them even raise them themselves, but some of them specialize in destroying them. So, but yeah, I don't really know a whole lot. Yeah, I'd go down to Temple Row. It's down here, and he gives you directions to that. Let me refer to my notes. That is in the Bliss district.
Oh,
But you got the grayscale?
About to.
Oh,
get
beautiful.
This is amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Production value, bro.
Yeah.
I'm about
Plus
to do
one
the
production
cameras
points.
also.
Awesome. So yeah, the Temple Row would be back here in Sanctuary, to the north, if you did want to make your way there. But before we do that, let's see. Wesley, who is not with us right now because Chris isn't able to make it tonight, he said that he was going to be going around sampling fine cuisine. So maybe some of you guys see him like making off to. They have fancy, like it's a tavern, but you know they're not using the term restaurant. But some of the taverns that
Fast
have
casual
nicer food, some of the taverns that
Fast
have
casual
nicer
food.
food, fast taverns that
Fast
have
casual
nicer
food.
fast
Fast
taverns that
casual.
have it's not fast food because of the wagons and stuff.
Sure.
And
Okay.
I'll see myself out. So I want to jump to Svalder next. Svalder and let's see, Svalder and probably Bromir. Because Bromir, you were looking for work too, right? Yeah. I feel like both Svalder and Bromir were looking for work. If you guys want to do it separately, you can, or if you'd like to like go together or run across something together, that would be fine too. What are you guys thinking?
I think Svalder would probably be looking around for stuff solo, since he's kind of at least somewhat familiar with the city, but he knows like if he finds something that he knows that he can't do himself, like he's gonna be like, 1 second, I got extra hands that I can go get. I know the guy or the people.
Guy. Okay. Well, let's start with Bromir. Bromir, you said you're going to go to a tavern that isn't necessarily the Busty Maiden, which is where you know that the Captain Frozen Hand is going to be spending his time.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be that one. It could be another inn or tavern.
Is there a particular district you're aiming for, or part of town you are interested in?
Nope.
Okay.
I just learned about these districts right now.
Well, I mean, you know, interest can happen any moment. Okay. Just saying. So yeah, we'll say that you make your way.
I guess
oh.
the zone that gives the level 1 quests. How about that?
Yeah, I'm looking for the level 1 quests, and you see a guy who has a golden chalice over his head.
Oh, nice.
You go up to talk to him, and it's like, you need to purchase the quest pack for this or become VIP.
Well, I look for the free to play.
I need you to go into my family's crypt.
That's right.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Exactly.
Is there somebody named Hayden?
Hayden, you notice something strange. But yeah, you do go to a tavern called the Absent Chicken.
Okay, I like it.
And as you walk inside, it's busy. You know,
is that in the cradle?
It is in the cradle, yeah. And there's probably 20 to 30 people in the common room. It's a pretty bustling spot. Maybe 10 tables total. A small kind of bar set up. It's not like a place that you sit at, but it's just a place where you can go order something or pick something up. The barkeep notices you enter, and he sees that you're trouble. She was trouble from the first time I saw her. I can't get my noir voice. How do you do it?
You have to put a cigar in your mouth.
Yeah, you have to put something in your mouth. Yeah.
I don't have it.
Hell, it's hard for me to stay in character as it is.
You're trouble.
Okay.
Nailed it. So yeah, do you approach the barkeep? What do you do?
Yeah, I approach the barkeep. I just basically just get a drink real quick, and I want to peruse and look around at what kind of people are in here. Any individuals stand out, or is it all just just normal townsfolk basically, or is there anything out of the ordinary?
It mostly looks like normal townsfolk here. The Absent Chicken is known to be sort of a working man's tavern, which obviously you didn't know coming into it, but now that you're inside, like you definitely get that vibe of like dock hands,
Sure.
That kind of person.
Are there any like muscular men, or are they all just like?
Oh yeah, they're all pretty muscular. They're not as muscular as you, but they're their muscles are like dock muscles. They're wiry.
How's the barkeep? He seemed in good spirits.
He's in good spirits. He's a portly man, and he's like, as you kind of sort of walk in and you're kind of looking around, he kind of waves you over. He's wearing an apron. It's dirty. It's got like splash marks on it from ale. How can I get you?
I'll have the brownest water you got. Whiskey.
I got lots of brown water. No, we're not going to go there.
Head on out to the latrine.
Anyways,
starting off
strong. He turns around and pours an ale for you and puts it back on the bar. You new in town?
Yeah, I'm pretty new in town myself. Just got off the ship.
What ship, if you don't mind me asking? Like to keep track of what's going on around here.
The Constellation.
Oh, the Constellation's back in town. Oh, the ladies will be glad to hear that.
Yes, I'm sure they will. Say, you wouldn't happen to know if there are any fight pits?
Oh, fighting pits. Yeah. There are a few. Nothing too official, I don't think, but they pop up. I'm not really.
Sport?
What's that now?
No sport?
No. Unfortunately, the International Fight Pits Association hasn't come here yet. We're hoping maybe next year, but
weird. No one has talked about it in a while.
Yeah. The IFPA is a well-renowned and beloved organization.
IFPA. All right, very well. It's good to know. All right. So I'm new in town, and I was looking to earn some coin too. If you wouldn't happen to know of anyone that might be looking for some stuff moved around, perhaps part-time work I can get my hands on.
A little day labor.
I heard there's a blacksmith.
I was trying to avoid that, you ass.
Yeah, he's real sweaty all the time.
Okay. I already walk around with no shirt on, so I'm already fitting the gig.
No, he says, well, as it happens, I do know a merchant from nearby came in asking if I could help him out finding some people. And he, from what I understand, he needs somebody to collect payment from a group of shady individuals, and he doesn't want to approach them himself. He said if I can find somebody for the job, send him his way. So
Say less. I think I know. the guy for the job for that.
Oh, you want to do the job?
I've had some background.
Okay.
I think I can take care of this.
Okay. Is it grayscale background or?
Noir background.
Nice. All right. Well, okay, great. Here's his address, and I'll mark that on your map, and that Bosco picked up for you. Bosco went to the, what do you call it? The visitor center, and picked up a map for everybody.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What was the contact's name again? Did he give the contact's name?
No, he hadn't yet. The merchant's the last name is Bozala.
Could you make it simpler?
Bozala.
Mr. Johnson.
Mr.
I was thinking like a Johnson Smith. Bozala. Alright.
You gotta interact with a Johnson, you're gonna get burned.
Let's oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna do one more thing real quick.
Sure.
I was gonna introduce myself to the barkeep to keep on friendly ties. And then I was gonna give him like a little extra tip too, and I was gonna lean in close, like, if you hear of any extra work that might need something more than just one person can take on, maybe a group of men, let me know.
I think I know what you're talking about, and you'll be the first I call.
Good to know. All right. Was that a wink? I couldn't tell. Okay. I'm good.
Okay.
Do the
You go to the next person now.
do
Zucchini.
the Zoidberg. I'm so into you.
Love that. It's amazing.
All right, so let's jump to Balder. Balder, where are you heading to?
I'd probably meander around the cradle, but as I'm moving around, I'll probably slowly move towards Night Crown.
Okay. And you're looking for hot jobs.
Yeah. Balder needs some hot cash, like ASAP.
So you're like going into different taverns, pubs, inns, looking for work, or are you just hitting the streets? How are you doing it?
He's gonna go to a couple of the spots that he's been before when he's been in Vyre. But if things seem like slow, he'll move on fairly quickly. But if it is bustling and stuff, you'll see, what's going on. Introduce himself, and then see if, similar to Bromir, see if there's anything going on around town that, I could use a little bruising up.
Okay. Why don't we do this? Why don't you give me is it diplomacy? Yeah, diplomacy to gather information. And take yourself a little +2 circumstance bonus because you are familiar with the area here.
I love diplomacy.
Is that one of your better skills?
It's one of my best ones.
That's great. Oh, the tease.
Okay.
So it takes you a long time. Most of the evening, you're out pounding the streets. Most of the time, you walk into a place, and they're like, "Dude, get the fuck out of here." It's like you've been cursed, and people just don't like you being around.
they probably look at him, and they're like, "That Ulfin motherfucker. Why is he even down here?"
He's got that weird arm and shit.
Yeah.
But you do eventually get to a place that has a little like work board, and there's a note pinned on the thing. It doesn't have much on it. It's just kind of like a few words, and then you take it up to the barkeep, and he kind of fills in what he knows from the person who brought it in.
Does it say IFBA on it?
It does not say IFBA, no, actually. And this guy's also like, dude, I can't wait for IFBA to come to town. That'd be so cool. Like, I mean, at this point, we just rely on the Vyre rules to not kill people in the fight pits. But like, if we had IFBA, that'd be, we could have healers and stuff. Wow.
Regulation fighting.
Yeah, incredible. Anyways, that's the dream, man. That's the dream. So, anyways, you said you were looking for work. So, but I do know. Well, and he kind of like looks you up and down. I almost feel bad telling you about this one. But there was apparently a fellow, you're like holding the piece of parchment that has the scratch and it says Goodman Buey on it, and a couple other things. He says a fellow by the name of Goodman Buey, known around town, wealthy guy, not rich, but doing well. About 2 weeks ago, just went missing. Nobody heard from him. And then somebody went to his house to check on him, and then nobody heard from them. And of course, he's a wealthy guy. Some people care. They paid some folks to go check it out. Nobody heard from them. And then they paid some serious adventuring types to go check it out. Nobody's heard from them either.
So I need to write myself into his will, is what you're saying.
So, maybe. Anyways,
who's the best lawyer around here?
Well, I know a guy. He's in town. Name's Leif. Great lawyer. Great lawyer.
I think I've heard that name before.
He'll take good care of you. But no, the job pays well. He says he's willing to pay, and he kind of like lowers his voice a little bit. 100 gold pieces if anybody can discover what happened to Goodman Buey and or the people who were sent there to find him. And then,
Does that include what everyone else was going to get paid?
I'm not really sure. I didn't ask him that many questions. I could set you up with the man if you want.
Yeah, I think I know some people that could help me out with this.
Yeah. Listen, like I said, I almost feel bad telling you about it. It's already been, 6 or 8 people who went there and are gone missing. Just don't be the next one, all right? Don't be number 9.
I'll be the 6 in front of the 9.
Nice. And as you click on the quest entrance, it's like extreme challenge. GM warns you, this is very dangerous. But yeah, what is Movat doing? Did you send me anything, Be Well?
Yeah, he said he was going around town with his brother, looking at
that's right.
and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, we want to go and find the best armorer in town. And we want to go to find the best boutique in town, clothing store in town.
Well, you quickly learn that most people consider the steel plate to be the best armor in town. As far as the boutique, that would be Rada's seamstress. At least according to the people you talked to.
At least according to the people I talked to. All right. Well, then I think I want to go start off at Rada's seamstress.
Okay. Rada is in South Market. So you make your way over there. It's, roughly, it's a lot more business oriented. Like as far as trading wise, you come across a lot more markets and stalls and, that kind of stuff as you're approaching South Market. And you do eventually come across Rada's boutique, which just has a nice little shop face. It's actually, it's a permanent building in a small street with a nice little cloth awning outside. And as you open the door, a little bell dings. They were troubled the moment they walked in the door, and I knew it.
Yeah. So Tovin and Movat walk in, and they kind of start looking around. They want to take a look and see what what they have on display. What the quality is. What does it look like? Is it subtle? Is it laid back? Is it flamboyant?
So the fashion here seems to be, and the clothing does seem very fine. You see, there's a lot of expensive fabrics like silk and stuff like that, but then there's also a lot of well-made like cotton, wool garments, that kind of thing. So it's a good range, and as far as it's tasteful. It's not necessarily flamboyant, but they do have a few pieces that are sort of venturing in that direction. And you almost get the impression that maybe the seamstress is like trying out something that may not be all that popular in the area.
Okay. All right. I think we'll be checking out those, and we'll look around and see if we can see anybody that can come give us a hand.
Yeah, a human woman, an older human woman, looks like, not like super old, but for this time period, yeah, she's in her 50s, and she walks up to you. How can I help you today, gentlemen?
Yes, Meow. I'd like to talk to the designer of this outfit, Meow.
That's me. I'm Rada. I own this establishment.
Rada, pleasure to meet you, Rada. I'm wondering, how long did it take you to make this?
this piece. I think this was a few weeks, but I have to split my time between running the shop and. I was gonna make that joke, Dom, later. God damn it. Anyways.
How do I hold on? It's fine. No one saw anything.
What
Could
joke?
never happen. Classic Dom. A few weeks for a good piece. I have to split my time between the shop and doing custom orders that others have requested. Are you looking for something like that?
Yeah, perhaps. I'm looking for someone to try out something with me, to help me craft something very unique, but of course 2 of them, one for each of us.
Oh, you want them to match?
Yes, as much as we match in opposite directions, yes. Yeah.
Oh, I see. You're doing like a twin thing, a little crisscross, a little
Crisscross
Hey, ho.
crisscross will make you jump, from my understanding.
Oh, yep. Yes, meow.
Okay. Well, I'd be interested. I'm assuming you have coin.
Yes, we have some coin to spend. But this is going to be a bit more tricky. We want you to make something that looks like normal, well, not normal, but everyday clothes. But we want you to hide some armor in it, so it still gives you protection.
Oh, interesting. I've never done work like that before.
Is it something you think you would be interested in giving a go?
Yeah, I'm always interested in trying new things.
Okay. So if I bring you a good set of armor, or would you be able to go to the armorer with me so we could pick out the armor that you think would work best for your style?
Well, I probably need some time to sketch some things up first, before I really would know. I may need to speak to an armorer at some point. Do you have someone in mind?
Yes, I've heard of this, the steel plates. I have not checked out their whales, but I've heard that they're most recommended.
They have great whales, from what I understand.
Oh, good. Do they have good porpoises as well?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
They have a very solid porpoise.
That's right.
It's
a very good porpoise, too. Making armor is a great porpoise.
Imported from Porpoise Christi.
That's right.
Yeah, we're having fun. Excellent. So how much do you think this kind of work would entail? What kind of price are we looking at?
Well, I would say to begin the sketch and start, using some cloth to try out some designs, I would require a down payment of 5 gold pieces. Of course, there will be more required on completion. I don't really know how much at this point, because I'll need to figure out exactly what I'm making. But I'd say 5 gold pieces would buy enough of my time to start the process.
5 gold pieces. If you one moment and kind of walk over and start talking to each other in a different language, and after a few seconds, I come back. Okay. We agree. We think it's worth the effort. Let's see what we can do here. So he pulls out 5 golds and hands her 5 gold pieces.
Excellent. I'm excited to get started. I can get in touch with the armorer at the steel plate. I think her name is Ziri, and we can collaborate maybe. Yeah, I think that would be. I think this will be fun. And for the design, you want it to be something like this? And she points at like one of the more flamboyant pieces.
Brother and I kind of look at each other and we're just kind of looking over. Perhaps more.
Oh, even more?
perhaps more.
I think we can make that happen.
Very good, very good. So I will check in with you in a week to see where we're at.
Okay. That sounds great. I'll see you then.
Don't we leave in a week?
Roughly.
Well, roughly, yeah.
Gotcha. And yeah, we could
Yeah.
stay longer. I just wanted to make sure I was remembering correctly.
Yeah, and it's not like my guys know what a week is anyway. They're just throwing out words.
What's a week
Just
in
saying
cat
words,
years?
man.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Like we don't really have to role play it, but after this, I'd probably go talk to Siri at the steel plate just to get a feel for her.
Yeah.
Look at their armors.
Yeah, you do when you get there. You like she seems to be a very competent armorer. She has a lot of pieces that are, most of her stuff is very functional, but she does have some more like advanced and more complicated designs. And you meet her. She seems like she's businesslike, but friendly, professional. She seems to be a tiefling ancestry human. You come away with a pretty good impression of her. And we may have conversations with Ziri in the future. But for now, let's jump to the Large Hadron Collider. Tucker, what are you doing? You've already spent a little bit of time just copying over the scrolls, but failing. So maybe Hadron is a little frustrated after being unable to learn some spells. What are you doing now?
I'm gonna go try and acquire some of them fast boat gems. The speed gems.
Boat gems. Okay.
They like Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah. So give me a Diplo check to gather information. I'm gonna let Sugar in.
I also have my familiar just like looking around. Because we can communicate, right? Isn't that how that works?
I don't think you can't like.
Or there's a
talk to
feat
your-
for that.
Yeah, there's a feat. You don't have like a telepathic bond or anything. I think you can get like impressions of their mood or emotions, maybe. But I don't think you can share like specific.
Is it a society?
Diplomacy.
A diplomacy, yeah. Okay. Oh, it won't let me. Hold on. There is no active encounter.
Solid 10. Okay.
You slip him a tenner.
Slip him a tenner. It does take you like the whole rest of the day. You do come across an individual at Rixa's Mystical Tinctures. It's like an alchemy enchanter shop. You've been asking around about it, and somebody said that this place, like the owner of this business, also does like puts in special orders for gemstones for their work, and then like some of the local people also will like order stuff through them. At least that's what you've heard. So you go to Rixa's place, and Rixa is she's a middle-aged woman with dark hair, and she's like, how can I help you? What are you looking for? And like all around you in the shop, there's all kinds of like, potions, brews, mixes. You see like stuff is like bubbling and hissing and popping in various locations around the shop. And like behind the counter where she is like a whole workbench, and it looks like she's maybe working on 10 different potions at the same time. But there's also like gems and other shiny, glowy things. Looks like magical items of various type. The stuff on the floor is mostly more like baubles, talismans, simple magics, but you can see like behind the counter she keeps a few things that look to be a little bit stronger in like glass cases. What can I help you with?
Yeah, I'm looking for some gems. Could use maybe for like a ritual type spell. So,
That's really broad. Could you narrow that down at all?
maybe.
Maybe if you scroll up in the Slack a little bit.
Did you tell it to me in text?
In the Slack, yeah. You're looking for star sapphires.
Oh, star sapphires, yeah.
And he would have mentioned like they can be. They doesn't have to be like star sapphires. It can be fragments, like smaller fragments. But yeah, they're pretty pricey and pretty rare as well.
Looking for some of them star sapphires, yeah.
Star sapphires. Okay. I don't have a lot of use for star sapphires myself. I don't have any in stock. I did fulfill a request. Somebody requested some star sapphires, and I put in an order with my people for them. And she came and picked them up maybe just a week ago, so it was a big order. She may still have some. I don't know if she'd be willing to sell them, but that's all I know about star sapphires and Vyre.
Do you know where, like, she has store owner, or?
Well, and you notice like a weird look in her eye as you ask that question, almost kind of like, not quite. The buyer, she lives south of town, about an hour's ride out of town, in the bog. Old Callie is her name. I can mark her hut on your map.
Yeah.
Lives in a hut.
Got the mailing number and everything. Zip code.
It's One Swamp Cove.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. The zip code is 66666.
Do you know of anybody else in town that might have any, just in case?
No, not for a 10.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. I might go check her out.
Okay. Sapphire's nice. Awesome. Okay, so we've gotten through everybody so far. Why don't we touch back with, I guess, well, let's see. Let's go back to He really quick and see what did you want to go to Temple Row or?
Yeah, we can go to Temple Row, yeah.
Okay. So you go out to Temple Row and you see like all these temples, and like as you're further away, you're like seeing a lot of the what looks, familiar architecture that you've seen in other parts of Galarian. It's like the Temple of Desna, the Temple of Sarenrae, really popular deities. And as you get closer, though, you do notice that they're a little ramshackle. They're like not kept up very well. They're just God damn it. We didn't start the fire. Like they're a little bit dilapidated almost.
Like just unkept up, like they just
no
like one
dust.
comes out here, there's no reason to keep them up, or
well, there's people around. There are people walking down the street. You see some of the doors of the temples are open, and people are like moving in and out. But there's just like there'll be trash in some of the street. There's like dust all over the entryway to another. One of them's door is like kind of hanging on the hinges. Kind of just looks like nobody's doing any kind of repairs, cleaning, that kind of stuff on any of the temples.
somebody like knocked all the religious people out. They're like, all right, you get no funds. See, I don't think He would know which one to start walking up to. It just all of them. If I guess all of them are shabby, I think he'll probably just walk up to the first one with his little piece of paper and start pointing at the skeletons and kind of throwing his shoulders up like he doesn't know what's going on, but he wants information. Or maybe he'll do the little book symbol and kind of read and flip a page and then keep pointing to the skeletons again.
So yeah, you walk into one, and there's a man inside. He's wearing like a gray robe, and as you come in, there are a few other people in the temple too. You notice like some of them are drinking things, and some of them are just sort of like lounging in chairs. And the man's like, "Welcome to the Temple of Sarenrae. How can I help you?"
Hold up his little piece of paper, and he'll kind of point to the skeleton and kind of do the little book motion and read and flip the page and read some more.
Yes. You're wanting to learn about the undead. I knew that from your simple motions. Very effective communicator you are. I think there are actually a few books here related to that. Give me a diplomacy check. We're doing diplomacy checks. Why don't we do a diplomacy check?
Yeah, that'll work well.
Does anybody in this group have proficiency in diplomacy?
Proficiency?
No. I've got a plus. I've got a religion.
Oh. I'd let you do a religion check for this if you wanted to.
I'm proficient in diplomacy.
I'm just trained in everything.
No proficiency. I am completely untrained. Let's
I
try
too
that.
am trained.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well
That comes from being half psychopomp spawn.
That's funny. That's awesome. So you're like flipping through the book and you're scribbling out some new things and you're making signs, and you get this kind of weird impression from the person like he's not really that concerned about it, and then after a while he's like, yeah, come on down here, and he takes you into like a back room where it looks like there's like floor to ceiling shelves of books, and it's like they have maybe like 4 shelves worth of books, which is like a shitload of books in this day and age. The shelves are dusty as fuck, like completely covered in dust. It looks like nobody's touched these in more than a year at least. And he's like, just take whatever you like.
I'm gonna take him up on that because I don't understand, simplicity. So anything that talks about skeletons walking around or any sort of undead, I am picking up and taking with me.
Okay. Yeah, you find quite a few books about, specifically related to destroying undead, because this is a Temple of Sarenrae. It's like purifying, cleansing, all that kind of stuff, which you can read into those books further. But you gather probably like 4 or 5 books that seem to be specifically about different types of undead and more specifically how to destroy them or unmake them. Okay. So, do you want to do anything else in the Temple Row, or you want to just head back to the tavern and read and
I think
rest?
with my slight knowledge of undead, gives me plenty to mull over. I think I'll probably be going out looking for fights.
Looking for the IFPA?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're trying to throw some fists, make some
Hit
money.
and I might be in a tag team match later on down the road. No spoilers.
I know how to get this group together. You all talk to a man named Tom, who says that he's heard that the IFPA agent is in town tonight.
Night.
And he's at the what was it?
The arena.
No, he's at the
you're
absent
talking
chicken.
about
No. No, he's at the Busty Maiden.
Done the missing chicken, but yeah, it's the absent chicken.
The absent chicken. Okay. So why don't we just, for convenience's sake, we'll say you guys do all meet up again. It could be at the Busty Maiden or somewhere else of your liking. What do you guys talk about, if anything?
So,
Well, go ahead, Mobat.
oh, nothing. It's just if we're not doing anything too outlandish, Movat and his brother have this game they like to play, where they bet the entire bar that they can outdrink. One of them can outdrink everybody, and then the other one goes upstairs. So he just drinks all night long, never gets drunk, and his brother's upstairs.
Do they flip a coin to determine who gets the short straw?
Yeah,
You two
yeah.
Or do
are
they
quite
draw straws to
confusing.
determine who gets the short straw?
they rock paper scissors for it.
Rochambeau.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless somebody's got other plans, something else they'd like to do.
So yeah, you guys, we'll say you're all sitting around a table in the tavern, and it's getting later in the evening. It's getting pretty rambunctious. The Busty Maiden is very popular. It's like right on the dock, basically. So there's like sailors coming in and out all the time. The door is like banging and slamming. Somebody's playing music in the background, and there's talking and all that stuff. Like across on the other side of the room, you see Captain Frozenhand is at a table on the other side of the room with Tracklegar and Decius, and it looks like maybe a handful of other people are there. But it's like the room is full of people, so even just to see them, you got to kind of like look over some heads and shoulders. Serving wenches are moving back and forth around the tables, offering drinks, bringing drinks, food, all kinds of stuff. So in that environment, what are you guys saying to each other?
Nothing.
While I was out exploring the town, I met with someone who gave me a point of contact. I believe his name was Gary Busey. To look into a missing persons report. I heard this weird, chill, kind of ghostly presence whisper into my ear that it's an extreme challenge.
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey, that is.
That's my best Gary Busey. Did I
What
get
did
it?
Gary Busey?
Gary Busey.
But the pay is 100 GP total.
Is this Gary Busey, crazy Gary Busey, or weird Gary Busey?
I don't know.
All
I haven't met
of the
him
above.
yet.
This is the
Damn.
Trinity, 3
Alright.
in 1.
100 gold pieces? Now, I'd be interested in 100 gold pieces now.
Now that's not per person. That's 100
Yeah,
gold
100
pieces
told.
total.
Yeah, 100,
Oh.
100 GP total.
Well,
Still
I mean,
a lot of money.
yeah, if the 4 of us go, that's 25 gold apiece.
There's 5 of us. I would take 30 because I found the contract.
Finder's fee.
The finder's fee.
Say 30. That leaves 20 for the rest of us.
Wait, what? You are not doing good tonight.
Hold
Or
on
maybe
a second.
Or maybe I am meow.
I look at it
70
like,
to
you
be
two are a
split
couple of
4
strange
ways.
cats.
Thank you, meow. You only get one of us for such a low payout, but I'd be in. Meow.
Wow.
That was it on my end. Anybody else want to do their daily stand-up?
That's it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
You
I mean, Bromir really got nothing. I mean, I hadn't gotten a group lead or anything of that aside from something personal, so nothing sure.
It's gonna move on, meow.
What time is it roughly?
it'd be like 9 p.m.
How far away from where we're going is the contact, Bazala.
Bozala, he's in the cradle. He's nearby.
It's funny because we have 2 cats in the cradle.
Okay.
And a silver spoon also is nearby.
Sure. Yeah.
And a man in the moon. Meow. I've heard it before. Meow.
Wow.
Rafi.
Ah,
Wow.
Wow, she.
Wow. You say?
you killed my brother. No, you didn't. That's it. Meow.
Wow.
If he's close by, I wouldn't mind going over to see what's up.
Yeah, I mean, Bromir, they did mention that it was a group of seedy people. So I mean, it may not be. I mean, if you want to talk to the contact solo, that'd be fine. But you may not want to go to the seedy people alone.
I wasn't. Yeah, that's why I was talking about the contact. Not
Okay.
necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go talk to the contact alone, you can.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll assume that Bromir's like, I gotta go piss, and he goes and meets up with the contact real quick.
Nice.
Which is Bozala. Bozala, you meet him up like in his shop, which is shop is really the wrong word. It's more like a warehouse. You see like a dusty warehouse, but it is well used, well traveled. There's
the warehouse is?
Yeah, the warehouse is
Okay.
it travels all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah, it's different parts of Galarian and stuff. And so yeah, there's like tons of different, like just random stuff, like casks of things, crates of things. You see like pottery in one side, and then another place has like rugs, and it just seems like he maybe just deals in random imports, exports, that kind of stuff. And as he comes in, he's like, I heard that you're here to do the job that I've asked about.
Word spreads around quick.
Well,
But yes, I am.
Okay, good. Well, I guess I should explain what needs to happen. There were some people who they were to go get some goods for me for a payment, which I paid them, and they never gave me the goods. And I believe they still have them. I hope they still have them. It has been more than a week now. But anyways, they're supposed to be bringing me a collection of rugs, fine rugs, very fine rugs. And they never did. Even after I had paid them, I paid them already. And,
Have you had dealings with these people before?
No, I hadn't. They were new to me. I shouldn't have trusted them, but you know, you got to do business somehow. And so, anyways, the point being that I was just gonna see if you could go and ask them for the rugs for me. They work with the underground element in town, and I don't deal with that kind of stuff. I don't know anything about it, and it's just I'm just one man. So, anyways, if you can do that, I'd be willing to pay 25 gold pieces.
How many men are there?
I don't know, maybe 3 or 4.
Fill into this guy. What does he look like?
He's a human man. Looks like he's maybe in his 30s, early 30s, like on the youngish side. He's got dark hair, and like a bit of a beak nose, but not like in a bad way. He's well balanced on the whole, and he's on the thinner side, and he seems he's a little fidgety too.
Sure. So I kind of get somewhat close to this guy, kind of intimidating, like overshadow him. So you want me to go handle some guys to get a rug back for 25?
Several rugs.
Do you know what I do? I don't believe you know what I do.
I don't know what you do. You seem very strong.
You don't seem like that you were wanting me to go ask for the rugs back.
Well, I was hoping that you would ask for the rugs back in a persuasive way. Kind of like you're doing right now. And when he says that, he like kind of shrinks back like, oh shit, I said too much.
For 25 gold for 3 men.
Yeah, 25 gold is a prince's payment.
I'm sure you would really like to get those rugs back.
I would, yes.
Okay. I'll remember that. Yeah. So what are these guys' names?
I think it's the one told me his name was John. The other one's name was Sean, and then the third one said his name was Lon, and then the fourth one was Flan. Was a callback.
John, Sean, Lon, Von,
Flan.
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 That's my name too.
And only Flan remained.
That's right.
Okay. Where do you last know of where these guys were? So I have somewhere to know to start.
They like to spend their time around the Castaway Inn. That's where I hired them, and people tell me they still hang out there all the time. It's just around. Well, it's a few streets over. Here, I can mark it on your map that Bosco got for you.
So you know where these guys stay. Why haven't you just simply asked for the rugs back yourself?
Well, they're not the kind of people that I could just. I mean, look at me. And he kind of like gestures. You know, he's slight build. I worry for my safety. You're strong, really strong, huge even. And I feel like if you walked in there and said, "Hey, we need these rugs," that they would surely do what you ask.
I just want to make sure that everything is on the up and up, you know.
I understand. I do.
Okay. Okay. I will get you your rugs.
You will? Oh, great. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Just whenever you get them, just bring them here, and I'll pay you.
All right. I turn and I walk away.
Okay. Do you go back to the Busty Maiden?
Yeah. Oh, that was such a good piss.
You were gone a while. Really must
It could happen at any age.
Classic.
What's her name? I want to meet her.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
So the hour is late. Oh, go ahead.
So I met with a guy. I got somewhat of a job that if he would like to come along, numbers would be an advantage. It seems to be more of an intimidation situation, so to speak. Apparently, there's a guy, and he's got these rugs. Somebody else has his rugs, and he's wanting to get them back.
Is the D silent?
I don't know anything about drugs,
Okay.
but he said rugs.
Is the D
If you all would like to come along, it is 25 gold just to get some rugs back.
Just to get the rugs back.
Yes, of course.
And what's your cut now?
It's split even.
Split even.
That's something we could probably do right now.
It's not a lot, but it could be for some cachet.
I mean, sure. Let's go do it.
Let's go.
It's always good to have some cachet. So you guys just strike out for the Castaway Inn?
We all stand up and like the table and like chairs like shift back and you just hear that screeching.
The music stops.
Yeah.
Shall we? Let's go.
They walked in. They didn't look like trouble from the start.
I knew they were trouble from the start.
I'm gonna, once we get outside and there's not really anybody around, I'm gonna give all my gold to Tovim and send him back to the ship.
Okay.
Poor Tovim.
Poor Tovim. He's gonna have to do the not drinking tonight.
Yeah.
Yep. He's gonna have to do the not drinking.
Gonna have to do the not drinking. Why can't I unpause the game? Is
Boost?
it not spacebar anymore?
It should be. I don't know.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I may have to. Is there a manual button to unpause the game?
You can check the bindings and configure controls, I think.
I'm just gonna refresh. Oh, so Wang.
Away, hey!
What's the wagon?
Thanks for the
That's
maps,
Hawaii.
homie.
Yeah, Bosco went and picked up maps from the Traveler Center, the Visitor Center.
Who needs a map?
Who needs a map?
You know, it's just a souvenir. Also got a shirt that says, "I got boarded at Vyre, and all I got left was this shirt." You know,
Nice.
and
Beautiful.
a nice floppy hat for for his boy.
Awesome.
You have a coffee mug that says,
Monty.
"We didn't start the Vyre."
Yep. That's right. Yeah. A shirt with like bullet and knife holes that says like we got caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
I said the
Just,
title of the thing.
Is it the title?
I said the
Crossfire.
thing. Crossfire.
There's just
Everybody
a store that just sells wire liars.
Everybody drink.
Awesome. Well, it is 9:00, so I know Swing you just got here, but I was about to say let's take a 5-minute break, and we'll pick up with the going to get these rugs back. Swing, have you happened to be listening in on the streams so far? Or?
I did. I was listening, and so I caught
Okay,
a
great.
lot. I missed the first 30, 40 minutes or so. I got caught up in some other chores and everything around the house. I was cooking dinner, but yeah, logged in because for some reason I thought we were starting at 8:30, but
well,
I don't know why that was in my head. But
that's boost.
Ooh.
Well, you didn't miss anything. We were just talking shit about you.
Yeah. And I mean,
oh.
you did miss the part where Bosco went to the visitor center and got the maps, but he handed one out to everybody, and they've been marking them up. So,
Okay, great.
but yeah, let's take a quick 5-minute break, and we will meet back for more fun.
That was good. Hello. Hello.
Duck.
Rip Tuck. Unrip Tuck.
He's alive.
I don't know. I couldn't hear anything.
I can hear you now.
And now I can hear you.
Yeah.
Now.
I don't remember if I talked to you about this, Luke. But I'm gonna be coming in back into town for a few days. Be coming in December 2nd, Saturday. But I'll be leaving Monday morning on the 4th. We're going to a show up at Growlers on Sunday evening.
Alright. You said December 2nd,
Yeah.
and then leaving on the 4th. So I'm actually off that 2nd and the 3rd.
Hell yeah. Cool.
So
I'll let you know whenever I get into town if you want to grab
yeah,
some food or something.
let's see if we can't make something happen. Now, if we do anything on the 3rd, it'll have to be early because
Oh yeah, Sam.
I worked 4th, but
Yeah, the show starts at 7, I think.
yeah, just around my bedtime. So yeah, let's make something happen.
Sounds good, man.
Both of you, why are you both up here?
Where else would we be? Meow.
For you to both get the fuck out of the way.
They're both just looking at me. They're like, "Do something." So I did.
So I think I need to dip, but I can leave the stream running. And if one of y'all can just text me, I can remote into my computer and end the stream. So we
Everything
can
good, man?
keep it recorded. Yeah, mi madre thinks she needs to go to the emergency room.
Oh,
So
crap, dude.
I have no idea, but my dad just wanted me to take her up there. So
Okay.
yeah, just let me know when you guys are finishing up and I can end the stream.
All right.
Yeah, dude, no problem.
Fingers
Hope all
crossed,
is well.
man. Take care.
Yeah.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
guys.
man. Hope everything's all right.
Hello.
We
Hello.
just got some news from the old Dom. He had a dip.
Dom's dipping?
Yeah. Family emergency.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And that's what we told him we'd tell you. He really said he just couldn't stand you anymore. He was
It's like,
done.
I'm fucking sick of this shit. Yeah, sorry, I took a long time. I had to put out some baby fires.
Wow. Your babies were on fire?
Fires?
Yeah.
Baby-sized fires.
Do you say baby vires or baby fires?
Good one.
Eh,
Fires,
one.
Damn it.
fires,
Good
nice.
one.
That's right.
Okay. Man, I was running up the stairs. I did manage to snag just a dash of red wine.
Ooh.
It's not the worst thing ever. It's the Apothic Red.
It's red wine.
It's not my favorite, but it's palatable. Luke, you're a wine drinker, aren't you?
I enjoy wine. Here lately, I've been kind of stuck on white wines, though.
At what what kind? Like
I've been drinking a bunch of Sauv Blancs and
the Sauv?
yeah, and Pinot
Okay.
Grigios.
Yeah. That's a good way to solve the problem.
Red wine.
Oh.
Red wine make me feel so fine. Keep me rocking all of the time.
But anyways, did Dom say like he's got to bail and not come back, or?
He probably won't be coming back, but
Okay.
he
Yeah,
will be
I doubt he'll.
keeping the stream up.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, that makes sense why he's got his stuff all still up.
Madre is in the hospital or had to go to the ER or something like that.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, let's see what we can get through here, and we'll maybe call it early, just depending on how far we get. So you guys are heading over to the Castaway Inn, if I'm not mistaken, to see if you can get some rugs out of some ne'er-do-wells. Is that right?
That's
Yep.
you're about right, yeah.
We're gonna get. We're gonna go hunt down these little carpet munchers. Sorry.
Wow.
They're
Those
carpet
vipers.
keepers. Carpet
Yes.
keepers.
Yes.
Yeah. It's similar. It's I can see where the mistake would be made.
Yeah.
So you go a few streets across. Like I said, it's about 9:30 in the evening now, and the evenings, like in Vyre, you're on the docks, like it's getting into full swing. You hear the breaking glass in the background. That's absolutely going on. Like there's shouting. Like as you get out on the street, it's even louder than in the tavern in some places. There's just all kinds of activity, carousing, and like half of the people causing all this hubbub are people that you recognize. You know, they're people from the constellation that are just blowing money, getting absolutely shit housed, and making a ruckus on the docks. But they're not the only ones. You know, it's a collaborative effort. So you make your way, you know, maybe just like 3 or 4 blocks, loosely speaking, to where the Castaway Inn is, and it's a pretty rough establishment. It looks like it's about 3 stories tall. And as you come into the front door, it's it's not as nice as the Busty Maiden is. The people here are a little bit seedier, though. You know, obviously that's a gradient because the Busty Maiden's patrons were pretty seedy too. You can see like in the back right corner, there's a staircase that goes up. You assume that the ground floor seems to be all like common room and kitchen, and then you would assume the second and third floor would be like the actual inn rooms. This place is also very busy at this time of night. You see in the common room, there's probably 20 to 30 people. There's a bartender, there's serving wenches, there's a lot of activity. What do you guys do as you come in?
I look for a table of 4 people.
You see a few, like probably 3 or 4 tables in the room have 4 people.
Any of them kind of matching the description I got from Bazilla?
Give me a perception check.
1 perception coming up.
Coming right up.
15.
Okay. +3? I guess that's normal. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you spot in the back. There's a table of 4 people. They all seem to be wearing they're wearing all different outfits, but they have a sort of a similar theme that they're all kind of like leather armor. And as you're looking, you do notice they all have like a this like red mark on their like right like on the front of their right shoulder. So it's like a cloak clasp thing. What do you call that? A brooch or whatever?
Brooch.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So those guys seem to match the description the best out of everybody in the room.
They having a few drinks, having a good time, laughing, talking, and whatnot. Or are they just all stoic?
They're not as rowdy as the other people around them, but yeah, they're definitely like drinking and having some sort of conversation. They're not talking softly, but they're not like shouting. Obviously, like to hear each other, it'd have to be talking fairly loudly, but you can't really hear what they're saying across the room.
Is there a table open next to them?
Sure. Yeah, we'll say there is.
I'll go sit
I'm
down
gonna
at the table.
stand by the door in case they decide to make a run for it.
Okay.
I'm going to go right up to the table and I'm going to say to them, is this Jean, Sean, Leon, and Flan?
They kind of like look at each other. They look back at you. They're like kind of cracking some grins like, is this guy for real? And one of them's like, I'm John. What can I do for you?
Good. You have something that does not belong to you. I'm looking for some rugs. Perhaps you've...
Did he say rugs? Can you? I can't make out what he said. Did he say rugs?
Yes, rugs.
And the others are kind of like, yeah, I think
Ducks.
rugs. Let's see. I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
My mistake. And in an act of intimidation, I want to take the person to my right, the back of his head, and slam it on the table and hold it down.
Okay.
And then lean into the person, lean into Jean.
Give me a. So when you say the person to your right, you mean like one of the 4, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming that there's like two
Yeah, they're
here
kind of
and
like
then like
sitting
two
around.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I slam the guy to my right if I'm standing to John to my left.
Okay. Give me an attack roll, an unarmed attack roll.
Unarmed attack roll. All right.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, I am not standing to his right. I went and sat down at the table.
Like
Oh.
That'd be hilarious. It's like you're and Movat's head goes flying to the table. Okay, 26. I'm gonna say, because of the abruptness of this action, I'm gonna say he's off guard for it. So that is gonna be a critical success. You like smash this guy's face down into the table, and you hear like even Movat, you're like kind of sitting at the table next to it. And Bosco, where are you at right now?
I was gonna say he was up on the stage singing a rendition of "Come to Castaway, come to Castaway, come cast away with me," and then he holds over this little magical wand that's imitating a mic to Monty, and he's just bobbing his head like he's listening to the next verse. But Monty's just standing there, of course, because he's just a construct. He doesn't
Yeah.
sing. And then he goes back to singing the chorus. But then he sees everyone else walk in, like, oh, okay, whoa. And then he's like head slam into the table, and he's like, oh, yeah,
What is happening?
Castaway, yeah, okay. And then he just drops it and walks over, and he pulls out his blunderbuss
Okay.
and just goes like, and my gun. Oh,
And
no.
wait, I'm here.
What am I doing?
Is Tucker with us? Hadron, are you in the room? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm here.
Where is Hadron, do you think?
Probably in the back. Not getting in on this.
He's staying around where Hez
of
at the
group.
front door.
Yeah.
Okay. Guarding in case they try to escape. Okay. Makes
Right.
sense. So yeah, Bromir, you smash this guy's face into the table, and those of you who are close, like Movat and Bosco, you hear like this crack as his nose is sundered. And as you like kind of pull his head back up, there's just blood pouring down his face. And the other three are like just kind of like they sit back in their chair, but it just happens so fast that right now they're just kind of in shock. Are you saying something or?
Yeah, I go to Jean and I'm like, I am in no mood to be dicked around for some rugs. And then that's whenever I raise that guy's head up and I look at the blood. And I was
Okay.
like, good. So if you don't want to make out like this guy, perhaps maybe I've triggered some memories and you know what I'm talking about with the rugs now, yes?
Give me an intimidation check, and I'll say for your face smashing, I'll give you a +2 circumstance boner.
Plus dose. Roll. 11.
Do you want to use a hero point on that?
I might want to use it. I was thinking about
Objection,
using it.
leading the player. Okay.
20 though.
All right.
Better.
He kind of he stands up, like he throws his chair back and he stands up. And
Can I
he's
make
like,
a reaction?
Well, just hold on a damn second.
Okay. I was
He's
like,
like,
it was all part of my intimidation, is why I was trying to say that.
Yeah. That's part of the. Can I take a reaction?
Hold on.
That's how. Well, I was anticipating if he was going to stand up and wanted to do something, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. He just kind of jumps up and is like, "Do you know who the hell we are? You know who you're messing with?"
Come up.
I
Right
was
here and say, we
I was
don't
gonna
care.
grab
Go
him by
ahead.
the shoulder and I was going to sit him down.
Okay. Give me a grapple check, or actually, we'll call this a reposition from the remaster because you're
What do I roll for a reposition?
I think it's the same as grapple. All
right, I'll roll a grapple
versus
check.
Fortitude DC.
See if I got that. Why is that +0? It shouldn't be +0.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't be +0.
That was the macro I had. Maybe something got messed up.
That's counting your strength as 0 and untrained. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's just try doing a athletics check.
Yeah, I'll just do an athletics. 16.
A 16. I mean, it's close. Like this guy is pretty strong, but you are able to, just barely. You can like feel him kind of resisting, but you are able to put him down in the chair, and he's kind of like, almost kind of pushing it back up against you as you're holding him down, but you do keep him down for the moment. And he's like, "You're messing with the Scarlet Shades. You mess with one of us. You mess with all of us." Nobody else in the room reacts.
With my hands on his shoulder, I kind of slide it around to his back, and I lean in and say, "Do you know who you're messing with?"
Some kind of circus freak?
I am the Fist of Absalom. I don't care where you come from.
The Fist of Absalom? What the hell does that mean?
Do I need to make a table out of your face?
Do I need to make a table? Give me another intimidation check.
You need to roll, see if they're dazed after that.
You can do the same +2 bonus.
Oh,
here.
sorry, I'll
that's
a 1 anyway.
A nat 1.
Nat 1.
He's like. Wait, go ahead, Bebo.
Has like it gotten quiet in the establishment? Are people watching what's going on?
I'd say a few of the nearby tables have taken note, but not everybody. Like the music's still playing. Because like if you remember, it was loud in here. Like there's a lot of hubbub. And like people dropping things and like the doors banging. So like even smashing the guy's face on the table wouldn't necessarily.
People's faces becoming tables.
Yeah, people's faces turning into tables. Different things like that.
Yeah. Think about this. Barkeep, bring me a drink.
He's gonna try a thing. Let me do a little. I'm just gonna do a little private GM roll here. Okay. So like he goes to try. You see him like reach down really fast to his belt, and he like goes to pull a knife, and it looks like he's gonna try and like stab it into your leg.
Mm-hmm.
But he kind of fumbles it a little bit, and you're like, if you want to, you could grab his hand and just like stop him from doing it.
You say did he drop it?
No, he hadn't dropped it yet, but you can like grab on.
Oh, he just wasn't clean at the.
Yeah,
okay.
He wasn't clean in the execution, so he's kind of
I'll try and stop
a little
him.
slow. Okay.
Because of how he rolled. You tried to bring a knife to a fist fight?
Yeah, so you like grab his hand, and you're holding the knife hand now, and you can see that even with your critically failed intimidation check, he's now starting to waver again. Did anybody else who's nearby want to join in on this, or?
I think once the face hit the table is probably when I'll start kind of weaving my way towards everything.
Okay, so by now you're probably like over that. You're next to.
I'm gonna position myself kind of like right in front of him. So like he's got two people right here, and I'll come up behind the other side of the table where I've got the two people.
Okay, so you're like getting
within reach of
by the others. Okay.
Yeah.
And I stood up.
You stood up, Movat. Are you doing anything in particular, or?
I've just got my sword out, ready to, jump down, and I might hold the blade over and try to do a little intimidating myself.
Okay. Yeah, let me get an intimidation check from both you and from He. And Hadron, are you reacting? Rip Hadron.
Ooh.
Oh,
it's fucked.
20.
Dude. That's your second natural 20 tonight,
That is
right?
my second. Out of the two rolls that I've rolled today, I'm batting 100.
So you kind of like come up behind them, and you can see the other two, like the two who haven't gotten their faces smashed or been directly controlled by Bromir yet. Like they were starting to kind of like try to get up or get into a position to do something, and as you come up behind them and like maybe just kind of stand there, they're like
reconsider their actions,
and they're like, probably not.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I think at this point, the guy that you're like holding his dagger, and he can see that his friends are cowed at the moment.
No.
He's like, I think I do remember there were some rugs. That's right. those rugs. Why didn't you just say it was those rugs?
Yes, those rugs.
Those rugs. And Flan is on the other side of the table, like spitting blood out of his mouth, like, yeah, those rugs. And it was Flan. You knew it was Flan.
Flan. Of course it was Flan.
Of course it was Flan. And he's like, we have them still in a warehouse. I can take you to them right now.
Good. And I kind of like, I was gonna break his arm,
Mm.
but I'm not gonna break his arm now. I'm just gonna put him in some pain.
Okay. You
It's
kind of
like, let's
twist his
make it
arm a little bit.
Let's make it quick too. I don't have all night.
All right. Let's go. So you kind of
I
push
help him
him
up out of his
out.
chair, so to speak. Yeah.
Are you gonna try and like take the other three with you, or you just take this guy and have him lead you to the rugs?
I think that all of us should go.
Yeah.
Like our group.
Or I mean,
Yeah.
do you want their
Oh,
other
them
three
of those
theirs?
guys.
Yeah.
Well, if they follow, they follow.
Don't
I
go
guess
get help.
unless one of you guys want to stay back, or a few of you guys want to stay back and watch them.
I mean, I figure we take all three of them. Because
Okay.
the other, or all four of them. I guess the other guy's still awake.
It just
Sounds like a
all
terrible
in there.
idea. It's 4-on-4.
Well,
he says he knows where the rugs
3.5,
are. Why don't
three.
all three of us? Yeah, all three of us stick with three of them, and you and him. Well, that sounds like a terrible idea too. This shit.
And
Yeah, but
my
we don't
gun.
We don't want these guys running off and getting back
Exactly.
up. It becomes a whole
Exactly
thing.
what I
yeah,
was thinking.
okay.
I didn't want
Okay.
them going back. Yeah.
All right.
just
Well,
take
we
them
can
to this-
stand them up, and one by one, I'll take the back.
Okay.
Bosco will kind of help bring up the back with Heh as he's got his blunderbuss out, and Monty kind of follows along. He's got his blade hand like pointing at him, like, "Come on, let's just yeah." He's gonna follow in suit with
Okay.
and we're gonna push him along.
So I'll throw Flan over my shoulder, and I'll be directly behind Jean as we walk.
Okay. So you guys walk him over to the warehouse. It's actually just about like 2 doors down. Is this warehouse that he takes you to? And it's not nearly as big as the what's his nuts Bozala's warehouse. It's just kind of a smaller little place, like maybe like 20 feet by 20 feet total. And they have a few different items on the ground. And in the corner, you do see a stack of rugs. It's a big stack of rugs. It's like, probably, all said, it's probably like 800 pounds worth of rugs.
Son of a bitch.
They're big. They're big rugs. So each of the rugs is maybe like, 30 to 40 pounds. They're heavy. They do look like they're probably pretty valuable rugs. But they're like heavy, hard to move.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, he's as you're pushing John in the door, and he's like, "These are the rugs over here. Take them. Do whatever you want to."
No, I want you to load them up. Does he have a cart? I assume. Does he not have a cart?
Yeah, they would have a card.
Load them up in the cart.
Okay.
But first, now, I think y'all need to strip down and get rid of this nasty armor and stuff that you're wearing, and then get to work. We don't want you to damage the rug.
I thought you meant naked. I was like,
Yeah.
I mean,
whoa,
he does.
whoa,
you know,
zucchini, bro.
Hey, zucchini, yeah, zucchini.
hey, look, what am I, zucchini?
Mamma mia.
But yeah, I'm gonna make them strip down.
Okay. They will take off their armor and weapons, and they'll start loading up the stuff into the cart.
I'm gonna take all their money too.
Okay, I would.
Do
say
I see this?
Yeah.
Are you doing
no
it
way you could
sneakily,
hide
or are
it.
you doing it intentionally?
You're
Oh
just
no, I'm
adding
doing
on.
it. I'm just doing it intentionally. Just going
Take off your clothes and all your money. No,
I
take
said
off your
no.
armor.
I said no. We are not thieves. We get our money. We get our money after this.
Speak for yourself now. We want to leave a good, strong feeling in these lads. That we want to build up our reputation. Not only will we strip you down bare, we will rob you blind.
Now,
Yeah.
Sounded very emperor all of a sudden.
Meow.
I'm not going to stop you, but I don't think you should do that.
Meow. It's funny, meow.
Movad, do you proceed to take the money?
Oh yeah, I'm taking it all. Taking the money, looking over their weapons, seeing if they got anything nice I'd want to keep.
Okay. Their weapons don't. Their weapons and armor are pretty basic, just like leather armor, and the weapons are like standard steel daggers, and like two of them have short swords. They do have a little bit of cash on them. All said, it would be about 4 gold pieces that they're carrying on their persons. You just keep that for yourself, or
For the,
you,
I mean,
you
I'm
pocket it?
yeah, pocketing it all right now.
Okay. So after getting them stripped down of their weapons, their armor, and their money, and they're now starting to load this stuff up into the cart. And I mean, there's they're definitely grumbling, but you can just you can tell that they know, like, there's just no way that they can take you. They're outnumbered. They're in a disadvantaged position. One of their dudes is half asleep, probably has a concussion. So it's like they just know they can't reasonably fight back at this point.
Is there anything else in the warehouse that looks interesting?
Give me a perception check.
And how far away from Bozala are we from here?
Just a few streets, like 4 blocks away, maybe.
A few blocks. Okay.
All I can roll is 11s.
That's all I got is 11s.
Can Moscow take a look around, see if there aren't any other people in the warehouse as well? Like, that it doesn't look like anybody's lurking around any other crates or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a small room. Like I said, it's about 20 by 20. So, I mean, as you guys sweep in, you can pretty quickly determine nobody else is in the room.
Okay.
And, I mean, based on the size of the operation, based on how much stuff they have in here, you guess that they're probably not the only 4 that, like, in their group, but nobody else is here right now.
Okay.
So, let's see. If you want to do a perception check just to look around, though, that would be fine too.
Okay. Probably then. Just take a look. Perception.
8. So both of you, as you kind of like look around, the room is filled with mostly it's pretty much all mundane goods. Stuff like cloth, these rugs. There's some looks like there's some casks that, as you you can see that there's like a oil residue. It looks like they're probably casks holding just like oil or fat of some kind. And nothing really stands out as what's that? Why is Luke doesn't like it?
No, I just know it's gonna happen.
Oh no.
A djinn pops out. What do you know is gonna happen?
there's some casks with oil, and there's a certain cat in the party.
If you want something to happen, you can make it
I know
happen.
a certain cat that likes lighting shit on fire and walking away.
Oh, that's what you mean.
No.
Well,
Now he's definitely gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly. You put it in the universe.
Oh,
I was doing it anyway.
Knowing him, he'll be the first one in and the last one out, though. So.
Okay. So this whole time, of course, the guys have been loading up the rugs, and I'd say, after about 10 minutes or so, they have all the rugs loaded up on the cart.
Good. You have one last thing to do.
What
Very
now?
easy. All you need to do, and I'll be with you, is deliver the rugs.
Deliver.
And apologize.
and sign this NDA.
Come on, man. We gave you the rugs. We stripped down.
No,
you took
these
our
are not
money.
my rugs.
I'm gonna stand up a
There's
little
lots of
taller
rug.
and growl.
You better do what he says, meow.
All right, fine. Let's go take these damn rugs back. And he and the others come and they start dragging the cart
Where
out
is
of
this?
the building.
where's this building in relationship to the armory and the seamstress I visited earlier? Like,
Those are pretty far away. This would be like over here in the cradle, somewhere, like maybe right around here.
okay,
I can.
see
Maybe I can
her.
put a little note. We'll put a little note right here and call it the Scarlet Shades Warehouse. Yeah, that's
Cool.
not how you spell warehouse.
That's
Close enough.
those are really
Warehouse.
warehouse.
The house.
It's German.
I was doing a German thing. That's what it was.
The
Totally,
house.
totally intentional.
Okay.
We got it.
So yeah, they do end up wheeling the cart down to the merchant Bozala's warehouse, and Bozala is still there, and he like opens the door when you knock, looks outside, and he sees them. Like, what's going on?
Your rugs are here.
Oh, great. And he like goes and opens up the big door, and they pull in the cart, and they're like all like, shamefaced, like looking down, not shamefaced because they're like stole anything, but because they're forced to do this thing that
Half
they consider
naked.
to be, and they're, just wearing their regular
Little
clothing
cod
instead
piece,
of,
you know.
just a cod piece.
Is this all of your rugs?
Let me do a quick
This them?
count. And he goes through and he's like, yeah, this is all of them. This is incredible. Thank you so much.
This
Jean,
is
I believe you have something to say.
I'm sorry I stole your rugs.
What was that?
I said, I'm sorry I stole your rugs.
Good. I'm glad that you are sorry that you stole his rugs.
Yeah.
While this is happening, do they notice that I'm not there? Because I'm back at the warehouse setting that bitch on fire.
Does anybody want to roll a perception to see if you notice, or does
I
everybody
don't
just
think
want
that
to
I
let this
honestly would have
happen?
noticed. Yeah, I don't think I would have. If
You're just gonna been following along the cart, make sure
I
those
can't.
I mean,
problems.
I'm not
don't
gonna
become-
stop him. Just gonna
Yeah.
shake my head, but
Wow.
I can't be held responsible for my cohort's actions.
I have a feeling that all of these people are gonna come back.
I know it's definitely not a
Bite
good
us
omen.
in the ass.
It's gonna,
Don't burn
there's-
bridges.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Burning warehouses are
He
okay.
doesn't burn
Bridges,
bridges.
no.
He burns boats and houses. That's all. Come on.
It's as much about
I don't
how
know.
you do things as
All of
what
these
you
houses look very close together. I imagine if you start a fire that starts spreading, we're in a lot of fucking trouble.
do. Well, we get on the boat, we leave, we're fine. It's nothing.
We want to send a message, not a colloquy.
An agent of pure chaos. Okay.
Very chaotic, whatever his alignment is. Yes.
Movat, what are you using to start the fire? How you do it? Do you
I
have
got my pack with me with torches and
you got
tinder
like
and all.
flint and
Flint and steel.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
guys, we didn't start the fire.
But it was not always burning. Okay, give me a survival check again to see how thoroughly and how well you're able to get this fire going. Okay, so I mean it takes a while, but you can get there with a 10. Like it's, you've got the right tools. Maybe you have to spend like an hour getting it going. So by the time, like at that time, they've already unloaded all the rugs, and John has made his apology, and they're all kind of like standing around looking at each other like, what's Movat? And then we cut back to Movat, and the fire is just starting to really take off. And as he steps out of the building, it really gets going.
I look around, make sure nobody's seeing me, and if nobody's there, I'm two-stepping it.
Okay. After they've dropped off the rugs, do you let the guys go?
I mean, I do. If anyone
Okay.
else wants to say anything or do anything.
Anybody else?
Bosco's just
I
gonna
have
kind of
nothing
like
to say.
reinforce everything that's been said. Just like, I mean that apology, and don't come back around. Don't take things that aren't yours.
Throw a towel to the guy's face. Clean yourself up.
Hmm.
I'm gonna come walking up, just kind of purring real loud to myself. Not really just paying attention to what they're doing, just kind of.
He's like, brrr, meow, brrr, meow, brrr, meow.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, Movas here.
Okay, so that you let the guys go. They wander off. They sulk off. The merchant brings out a bag of coins, and he's like, "Here are the 25 gold coins that we agreed upon."
Thank you. I believe that we did good work, yes.
You did very good work. I'm impressed.
Good.
What's your name again, sir?
My name is Bromir.
Romir.
Yes.
I've never heard a name like that. Is that Chelish?
You know Chelish?
Oh, yes. I know Cheliac Steve.
Oh, I don't know Cheliac Steve.
Oh, you don't?
The one person.
Should come back on Tuesday night. No.
Yeah, Cheliac Steve always makes it for trivia night.
I really don't know Cheliac Steve. But yes, if you ever need of anything again, don't hesitate to ask.
Of course. Will you be in town long?
For exactly 1 week.
One week. You're in on a ship. What ship
we're
did
on
you
a
come
ship.
in on?
The Constellation.
The Constellation. That's Frozen Hand's ship, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Wow. Well, if you need a recommendation or a reference anytime, you just let me know. I can't thank you enough.
You're very welcome.
And he hands you the bag of coins and bids you adieu.
And
Nice.
I leave. If you guys want to do anything else too.
I'm just gonna walk up behind
Are you
everybody.
gonna burn
and say,
his house down?
No, I'm just gonna say, oh, it's pretty late. We should probably be getting back to the ship for the night.
Isn't it like 10 o'clock?
Yeah, well, it'd be probably closer to 11 now because they had to load up all the rugs and unload them and stuff. But yeah, probably close to 11.
But just in case the fire spreads, we probably want to be on the boat and just keep on walking.
Yeah, you're like, in case the fire spreads, and they're
What?
like, I'm sorry, what? The
Repeat
what?
that last.
And I just
Come
keep
again?
walking.
Yeah.
As
His
you guys,
little tail is singed.
as you guys come out, the smell of smoke is strong on the air, and you hear like a loud bell, dang, 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 and like some of the people who are not drunk are like starting to form a water brigade. Yeah, you fear that it's got to be spreading at least a little bit.
Oh, maybe they knocked over a canister of oil or something like that. Surely it wasn't one of us that did that.
That must have been what happened.
That
yeah.
must have been what happened.
How long can we make these excuses?
Stop calling me Shirley.
How long is things going to keep on getting burned?
Yeah. Okay, so are you guys? You can spend the night in the ship if you want. Some people do. A lot of people, because the ship isn't enough. Like, it doesn't have enough cots for everybody to sleep all at once. So usually it's shore leave. A lot of the sailors will go stay in inns and stuff like that. But a few of the sailors who are like, nah, fuck it, I'm not gonna waste the money. We'll just sleep on the ship. So it's up to you guys whether you sleep on the ship or go to an inn or. Like at one point when you were disembarking the ship, like Roscoe was like, guys, I know this awesome place, hostel. They have the best women, they have the best food, and they have, check this out, baths. You should come check it out. It's great.
What does this baths?
I'm absolutely going to a bath as I have clothes to clean.
He says, what is the name of the place? Hold on, I had it right
Skinny
here.
Dip.
Skinny Dip. It's the Heavenly House. It's called. So you said you're gonna go to the Heavenly House?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Anybody else?
Is that HAUS?
No, that's HOUSE.
In what general direction is the Heavenly House? It's not near the warehouse, by chance, is it?
No, it's not. It's actually up in the Sanctuary District.
Alright. Sounds good, I'll go.
I'll go as well. Yeah.
Okay. as you guys go up there, you realize as you get there that it's actually on Temple Row. It's one of the houses, one of the temples on Temple Row. And
Wait, I was just here earlier.
yeah, you were nearby. You were like on the other end of Temple Row. And as you come up to it, it's like it looks. Well, I guess anybody could give me a religion check if you want.
Oh,
Religion.
Come on,
I
20.
mean, it's not my forte, but
Close.
maybe I heard a thing or two. Nope.
Nada.
Nope.
Yep.
Oh.
I know the feeling.
What is religion? You know,
What is religion?
what?
Hez just out
is-
here rolling rocks.
Yeah.
It looks like you kind of recognize some of the architecture and the styling. Like a lot of the times, temples to certain deities will be constructed with similar motifs and stuff like that. That they have like consistent patterns. And this looks like to you a temple that was probably built in honor of Iomade. But she definitely has nothing to do with hostels, brothels, or inns or anything like that. So you're not really sure what's going on with that. As you go inside, though, it's like you have somebody comes to greet you and is like, how can we help you? Can we get you a room for the night? Do you need a bath? Are you looking for companionship? And, they're asking you all these questions. Obviously, this is an inn of some sort with amenities.
All right, well, I'm going to pull out my little pen and kind of draw like a little tub with some little steam lines
Mhm.
coming off of it.
And the
Coffee.
woman is like,
And then I want to point to my clothes and maybe the little dirt and
Mm.
pit stains and
yeah, the
do a little
woman
rub
is like, of
motion.
course, yes, we keep fresh
A
coffee.
strong cup
24/7.
of coffee.
No, she seems to immediately understand your drawings very well, and it's like, of course, a hot bath will be poured right away for you, sir. And they do charge at the Heavenly House 5 silver pieces per night.
-5 silver pieces.
Oh yeah, and I split the coin out, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Amongst everyone who was there.
Yeah, how much does everybody get? Diversification.
Was that?
Well, wasn't Bromir
Was-
getting a little more, and the rest of us were
No,
getting like...
I was splitting it even
Oh, okay.
for
So
whoever
it's-
wanted to come with me.
Okay.
I haven't heard from Tuck in a minute. I don't still know if
Yeah, I think I talked to him earlier, and
Guess
he did
he's
not
still
reply.
here.
Tucker, are you here?
Okay, so here.
and
Well,
we're
the last-
assuming that Dom was with us too, and Chris, or not.
I mean, that's up to you. Just whatever. I would say Chakris was, Wesley wasn't there for sure. But whether or not Svalder would have been there, yeah, up to you. Either way.
For simplicity's sake, I guess there was 4 of us then, or 5. I mean, rather.
Yeah,
That's right.
that divides 5 ways. So
yeah,
let's do
that
that.
divides 5. Okay, yeah.
So
5
5
gold
gold
each.
each.
Nice. Gold.
All right, so +5 gold,
I love gold.
and we will subtract 5 silver.
Not a bad bit of profit.
No.
So you all rest the evening, and you awake well rested, clean for probably the first time in 2 months, maybe. It's been a while. Like it would have been since Absalom would have been the last time that you had a chance to bathe. So it's like as you wash off the salt and the dirt and the grime and all that stuff, it's like gotta be a refreshing feeling. Probably Movat is like getting matted stuff out of his fur, untangling. He's got a brush,
Yeah. I figure he's probably going to have to spend 2 nights here at least.
Just to get his fur untangled.
Yeah.
Okay. And you awake the next morning, and it's morning time. As you come downstairs, they have some breakfast food available on request. So they're cooking up like eggs and bacon, sausage type stuff, meats of various kinds, bread, that kind of stuff.
I'll go for the eggs.
Okay. Raw. You just drink them. I assume Bromir just drinks raw eggs.
I'm going for
I
everything.
mean, you know what? Probably.
Just what are those? Those are the shakes he makes in Rocky.
I mean, I'm
It's just
6'9". I'm a
raw
big
eggs.
guy. I'm going for
Move fast.
food.
Going for the food, so you get deep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's really good food. This is
It's
probably
continental.
Oh yeah, it's confidential for sure.
No, continental. Continental breakfast.
Out of curiosity, would I recognize that the way that the inside is treated versus the way that the outside looks? Would there be any discrepancy in that?
I mean the inside, like you can tell from the structure that this was a temple of Iomade, but like the way they've decorated it inside is totally different now. It's just like
Yeah.
you
Well,
know,
I
they
mean,
have
just like the dishevelment that you described, like all the like places
Oh, yeah.
outside versus what the inside looks like. Is there like
which this side of Temple Row, I should clarify, is not disheveled. The side that
Okay.
you were on was. This side is actually quite a bit cleaner. And like before you even came in here, you noticed like the other nearby like temple buildings were also very busy and looked like they were like it's not normal for a temple to be busy at 11 p.m. on a random night, you know. So like you suspect that probably these other temples are also places of business. But for whatever reason, the other end of Temple Row seemed to be like maybe those people were squatters or something. You're not sure. That guy was definitely an unorthodox priest of Sarenrae.
I don't know that priest. I was just looking for books.
Just looking for bucks.
Picked well.
But it would make sense with the way he was just kind of like, yeah, sure, I'll show you where the books are.
Take a look. It's in a book.
Right. It's in a book.
Mm-hmm. Take whatever you want. I don't give a shit.
Right?
These are books, right? Yeah.
It worked out well for me. I'm going with it.
Mm-hmm. Do you do some reading in the evening?
I most
before you go to
definitely
bed?
will. I'll clean myself. I will clean my clothing, sit down, and definitely peruse through those books.
Okay.
Don't really care
Um,
so much about the religious intones because that is not a deity that's going to catch my attention, but the actual factual information about the undead, oh yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you make it through, a few pages, probably, I don't know how fast Hat reads, but, you make it through a dozen or more pages before you fall asleep because it's been a long day. And then, in the morning, anybody else do anything in the morning to prep or are you guys chatting with each other? What all you got going on?
I'm probably making small talk as flamboyantly as possible while eating, arrangement of meats.
Mm.
Oh, just comparing notes on the maps and cleaning my blunderbuss.
Okay.
Now talking about what people saw and who they ran into or the kind of businesses they went and kind of saw or interacted with, and things like that.
Yeah, I feel like this would be an opportune time for Hadron to talk about what he wants to do, but I don't think Tucker's here.
May have fallen asleep.
What were you going to say, Grib?
Well, I fear the worst for Tucker.
Mhm.
But I imagine as that's going on, kind of the camera pans through as it's going across. We're kind of like in the background talking with some of the caretakers, and I'm doing like a little juggling act from the circus. So I got a couple of various things, like one of them, like I don't know, like a vase or something else heavy, and one of them is also a gnome. It's kind of so I'm just like juggling three things, and one of them's a gnome.
Not a
the camera
lawn
just
gnome,
kinda
like
keeps
an
going.
actual gnome.
Like an actual gnome.
Yeah. You can see the gnome that you're juggling. His skin is actually kind of when he's kind of grayish, and as you're juggling him, you notice it kind of like livens up a little bit. Does anybody have any like background or ancestry familiarity with gnomes or anything?
Don't think so. Just
Outside the circus, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think generally speaking in Galarian, most people are aware, and you likely would be as well, that gnomes, like, they live for a really long time, but they experience what's called the bleaching, which is that as they get older and they have fewer things that they can like experience for the first time, they essentially get bored, and they get washed out, and then eventually they just die. So
Giant
as
boredom.
he's
Wow.
as you're like tossing him around, you see a little bit of color coming back, and he's like experiencing something new for the first time, and he's like, woo, yes, woo.
I haven't been tossed like this in so long.
I've never
Throw
been
me
tossed
again,
like
Daddy.
this. This is incredible.
Wow, Swing.
I love a good tossing.
Love a good tossing.
Anyway,
Good for the entertainment.
I'd say, I mean, since we're missing a couple of core people, I think that might be a good place to stop it for the night, unless anybody has anything specific they want to do. But I think, for my plans, I do want to explore what Svalder and Hadron are going to do next, before we get
Yeah.
too much further. So yeah, anybody want to do anything before we call it?
Nah.
Okay, cool.
I'm
The
gonna
drinking
throw
game
this,
some other time.
Okay.
throw this webcam into the sun because
It's not. Oh, it's giving you trouble.
Oh my,
Okay.
sorry.
The big question is how are we going to end the stream without
I'm
Dom?
gonna at Dom. I think he said he could end or something like that.
Yeah, he
Oh,
said
okay,
text him or something. He would kind of remote in and kill it.
Oh, okay, cool beans. Well, until he's able to do that, we'll just shoot the breeze.
It was a good sesh, man. I actually
Yeah,
really
good
had
stuff.
a lot of fun with this one.
Yeah. Oh, and we're gonna do let's see, 180 experience for everybody.
Oh, cool.
How much does that put you guys up to now?
That will
An odd
put me at 550.
630?
630.
630. Getting close. So, for anybody who doesn't know, in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, you always level up when you hit 1,000 XP. So even at higher levels, it's always still 1,000 XP. It's just, the difficulty scales and the numbers stay the same. So once you get to 1,000, you'll be level 2. Does anybody know? Of course, we're doing a free archetype game here. Does anybody know what their archetype is going to be?
Oh yeah, pirate.
You're doing what?
Pirate.
Oh, pirate. Okay.
I
Grimms,
I
are you
looked
doing
at him and
pirate
I
too?
just couldn't
No, I'm
find
not doing
something
pirate.
that's-
I am doing something else I've already forgotten.
Okay.
But yeah. No, it's something else.
Something else you've
Be on the
already
lookout.
forgotten.
We call that a tease.
That's a tease. Yeah, they're great tease, bro.
Yeah.
What about Swing? Do you know? You're doing inventor. Oh, and this is one thing I wanted to ask you, Swing, because I don't know if I forgot or if I hadn't heard. But Monty is Monty humanoid?
Yes, he's
Okay.
a humanoid kind of construct. I had him modeled, so he looks similar in body and kind of like features as Bosco actually. So he's modeled kind of after his as kind of a Venaran kind of humanoid. But he's still comprised of like these odd kind of wood and metal shapes and everything. I have that image in from Hero Forge as the token for him. He's kind of shirtless, wearing some jazzy pants, and but yeah, he's
Oh,
indeed
cool.
humanoid. But for walking around the city, that's what I mentioned in the Slack. It was like, yeah, I'll just kind of put a little bit more clothes on him, make him look a little less constructy, and just like another kind of human walking around with a cloak up. But yeah.
Okay, cool.
Why do you ask?
Well, I was just curious because I was like, you mentioned like putting him in normal people clothes, and I guess for some reason I had in my head that he was like some sort of like a dog type construct, and I was like, oh, okay, he's doing like a dog in human's clothing kind of deal. And then I was like, wait, I think I'm wrong.
No, I mentioned he could be medium or small size, so I chose medium and just made him more kind of humanoid in nature. He has is more just he's this kind of blade for part of one hand is less fingers and more kind of blade, and that's where his kind of attack action comes from. But for the archetype, what was I gonna pick? Damn, where'd it go? I pulled up Path Builder for this reason. Damn it.
While he's looking, what level items can we buy up to? right now?
I said 0 to 3.
Oh,
Anything
0.
common from
Oh.
level 0 to 3, you can buy here if you have enough cash, and if you want something that's uncommon or rare, just let me know. Those things can be available. They're just not anything that's 0 to 3. Like, you don't even have to ask me. Just tell me what you're buying, or make a list of it. If you're buying multiple things, that's fine. But if it's like uncommon or common or higher than level 3, then you need to ask me about it.
So +1 weapon,
Did I say uncommon or common? I meant uncommon or rare.
uncommon or rare.
Oh.
Yeah. So a
So, yeah.
+1 weapon, is that pretty common?
That is common, yeah.
And we
I'll be
don't need to meet the level